Hey everybody, how's it going? We got a few things to talk about today. So if I go back to assignments, get down to develop an action scene. The 29th is coming up. That's 9 days from now. So that doesn't mean the 29th is when you hand it in. That's the cutoff point for you to get greenlit. That means you've got to get your assignment in before that. But that date, the 29th, is not the final day to hand this in. That's the day to get your green light. That means you got to get it in now to get and do your revisions and then get your green light. If you don't get your green light by the 29th, then you're pretty much going to fail this class. You're going to fail this assignment, and that's probably going to lead to failing the class. So don't get in that position. I've given everybody a couple weeks to get this up and running. Even if you're not done with it, it doesn't matter. Just get it in, get something in. It's all you need to do right now. And then we'll massage it, tweak it, and get it to where it needs to be before the 29th. Okay, so let's go back to modules real quick. So the first thing I want to talk about today is going to be assignment 5, which is part 2 of this project, which is shoot the action scene. So let's take a look at it. So this is all kind of repetitive here. Think about all the stuff. Remember to shoot all the concepts, 180 rule, all that stuff. Having a beginning and middle ending, we all know that. Development package must be handed in prior to start of production. You all know that. It's all up to there. Minimum 12 camera setups. Shots must be in focus. Overlapping action. Okay, so obviously focusing and exposure must be decent, and I'm not looking for perfection, but I'm looking for you at least to make an effort at getting things in focus and to be exposed. At least 12 camera setups, right? So that means, it doesn't just mean just 12 camera shots. That means at least do 12 setups. So you probably should have more than that. You should have enough each scene. I've had some people in this class and the other class have like 7 scenes and 7 shots. Guess what? That's how that's going to cut. Not very well. So each scene needs to have, I'd say, at least minimum. Even if you plan on making one scene a one-take deal where it's just going to be one master shot and that's all you're going to use, fine. But shoot an alternate angle, because just in case it doesn't work to plan, when you go in the edit and you realize, yes, didn't quite go the way I wanted to, or maybe the actor's performance isn't that great, or whatever the case may be. If you just have one shot, one angle, that's it. You're stuck, and you're going to have to cut into it, and that's going to mess up your continuity. So at least 3 angles, I would say. That's minimum. I would do more depending on the scene. But even if you're planning on one shot to cover that scene, get at least another angle. Get 2 more angles just to be safe. So that's important. Overlapping action on at least 40% of your shots. So that means, can you do montage? Can you do cuts from one to the other, parallel editing? Yeah, sure, you can do all that. But you got to show me some examples of overlapping action. That's something we talked about in this class, and that's something that I want to see in the footage. So that means if you're going to have someone walk over and sit in a chair like I've done 10 times or 100 times here, give me a wide shot, give me a medium shot, and a close-up overlapping that action so you can cut through it and I can see the action cut between the edits. If you're not sure about what I'm talking about, then we need to talk, because we've gone over this a lot, and that's okay, but we need to have a one-on-one or something, and just to get you up to speed on these concepts. So 40%, so that means less than 50% of your scene, of your film, has to have some form of overlapping action. Can it be more? Yeah. Can it be less? No. So that's up to you. Again, multiple angles, wide shots, close-ups, mediums, at least on 75% of your shots. So just give me a variation. And of course, we need some inserts and some cutaway shots. They're gonna help you through this production when you go to edit. So make sure that you get inserts and cutaways. Even if you don't think you're going to use them, just get them anyway, because you just don't know. And then we should have some establishing shot. If you're going to set up the scene, there should be an establishing shot that sets it up. Then you might say, well, I wrote it specifically to start on a close-up or something like that. But if you have intent of doing something specific like that, that's okay. You can do that. But for most people who aren't really thinking anything like that, make sure you get an establishing shot. If you're shooting at your house, get a wide shot of your house just to set the mood, set where we're at. It doesn't have to, it can be just simple as a lock off shot. It could be something a little more complicated. It's all up to you what you want to do. The important thing to know here on this, there is nothing to be submitted for this part of the project. Please do not send me your footage and do not edit it and send it in right now. Because this is just a reference, a marker place for the grade in Canvas. So do not, I'll repeat one more time, do not send me your project and do not send me, do not send me all your footage and do not edit the project now. I've had people in the past do it. They rushed and crammed through everything and edited the whole project. And I'm like, we haven't even talked about editing yet. How can you edit this thing? So don't get caught in that game. Nothing handed in right now. This is just for you to know what you need to accomplish and get it done. Any questions about this?
So that means from now until, oh, I think this class we are going to talk about the production schedule, how we should organize it, right?
Yeah, I can talk about that a little bit more. I can go over that a little bit if you guys want one more time. But remember this date. So this is November 11th is when your shoot schedule must be complete. So you want to be prepared to have your footage ready to go by this date, because that's when we're going to be talking about editing. That's when we're going to start going into the more things. So you want to have the footage there ready to go, because if you're smart, you're going to be ready to go with me. And I'm going to walk you through the process of how to organize, prepare everything, get it going, and then start the edit. At this point, we're going to be prepping for the next assignment. So you really want to get this done, get this in the can as soon as possible to give yourself enough time to edit and get up to speed on editing. And if you already know how to edit, great. But I guarantee you, I'm going to teach you and show you stuff that you don't know.
Just to be clear, because it says production shoot schedule must be completed by the 8th, but you're saying we have to have the whole thing shot by the 8th, right?
Yes. So if you think about it, this segment is officially going into production. So think of what the first part of the assignment as pre-production, right? We're pre-producing this movie. So now we're moving into the production phase. So once you get your green light, you're good to go. You're ready to start shooting. And that means this is the production phase. So you have until November 8th to complete your shoot. Now, if you have to do pickups or you've got almost all of it done, you need one more day of shooting after that. Is it going to be, nope, you're forbidden? No, you can. I mean, this is not, I'm going to say a super hard date, but it's, you really want to get it done by this point because of the workload that's coming. And you don't want to take, you want to give yourself enough time to edit with, because again, if you're just new to editing, well, you're going to need as much time as you're going to get. If you already know how to edit, oh, it's okay, but you're still going to need time to spend time with it and properly get it edited to where it needs to be. Because editing is, we're going to be incorporating some aspects of sound. There are going to be some requirements in the edit, and I'll talk about them later when we get nearer to it. But it's not just going to be cut however you want and show it to me. There's going to be things that I'm expecting to see and that I'm going to be grading you on.